Scentland, the land of scent. Hello everybody, Chris back with yet another fragrance review, and today we are going to be looking at the house of Balmain, Pierre Balmain, the icon of the French fashion industry of the 20th century. Definitely born in 1914, he was very much a groundbreaking figure in the French fashion industry, much like Christian Dior, Hubert de Givenchy. Balmain shaped the landscape of French fashion. I think Karl Lagerfeld started working for Balmain in the 50s sometime, and even Oscar de la Renta was a creative director of the Maison of Balmain sometime around the 90s, I think. Pierre Balmain himself passed away in 1982, but started already to release fragrances in the 40s. So he was again very much a groundbreaking figure from that aspect as well. And in 1990, the house of Balmain released a fragrance that we are going to be looking at today. Center stage, open up for Monsieur Balmain. Monsieur Balmain, wonderful. Which way? This way. The bottle and the box shining energetically in my favorite color, yellow. Wonderful box. I really like it. It's so uplifting and so much about what's actually inside. And the bottle is this frosted glass bottle with a very nice sprayer. Spray is actually like a shower. Fantastic. Monsieur Balmain 100 ml Eau de Toilette, released in 1990. The parfumeur, the nose behind this fragrance, is the great genius Calice Becker. Calice Becker. Now, what is this fragrance all about? It's all about the color yellow. You could really say you would really associate the smell of this fragrance with its color. Obviously, marketing done to perfection. Now, 1990 was a very, the end of the 80s, the beginning of the 90s were a very interesting period in the fragrance industry, because new directions started to come out with Cool Water and Fahrenheit and Boss Spirit and Lagerfeld Photo and Versace Versus and all that. And in the midst of all of that came this fragrance, and I think it's the first creation by Calice Becker herself. This has been reintroduced or repacked, rebottled sometime around in the new millennium, in this rather not so interesting or not so easy to handle kind of square type of bottle, which I didn't like that much, and by now it seems to be discontinued. But this is the original 1990s stuff. I even seen some reference that this fragrance has been existing before 1990 as well in a different shape and form. I'm not sure about that, but maybe. Anyway, this one I'm having here, right here, is discontinued by now. Monsieur Balmain, an eau de toilette that's all about citrus and freshness. So how has it achieved that? How did Calice Becker achieve, how did she approach this classic citrus freshness? What you can feel at the beginning is a tremendous burst of citruses. So it's lemon, it's bitter orange, it's even a bit of mint there, and ginger as well. So you can imagine the energy and the citrus blast that's greeting you here. It is really a citrus blast with the mint and some freshness added, still freshness added by rosemary, okay, which I love, which is a great note for creating a fresh impression. Okay, so what you have all the lemons or the citruses that I mentioned, bergamot as well, and then you have the mint, then you have the ginger, then you have the rosemary. All of this is fresh, 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 okay? Wow, you kind of get blown away. It's really like an instant yellow mood booster, okay? And then comes the real depth of it with some nutmeg in there, very nice. Some thyme in there gives it a very, very special, classy touch, along with, in the dry down, some woody aspects, and at the far dry down, mostly vetiver, which I'm not, in general, not that much of a fan of pure vetiver dry down because it's just too simple. But here, luckily, it's not just only about a pure vetiver dry down and the far dry down. It's more than that because the rosemary keeps sticking, and the thyme and the nutmeg and some other notes. Fragrantica lists rose in there. I don't smell rose at all, but never mind. Anyway, the way it smells at the beginning is aggressive citrus. I would really say it's in your face citrus. It's so refreshing, and it's not necessarily, as you can tell by the notes, it's not just a lemon citrus, right? Because it's bergamot, it's bitter orange, it's mint, it's ginger, it's rosemary. Okay, so it's citrusy, but with a kick, with a twist in it. Okay, very in your face, I would really say, but very pleasant, very pleasant. If you like citrus freshness, wow, absolute benchmark. This is the citrus benchmark, really. Here, Calice Becker setting here, citrus benchmark in 1990. And then you get the thyme, the nutmeg, and after a while, some sandalwood, and then the vetiver, okay? So how does it come across, apart from being citrusy? It comes across as citrus with a bit of a herbal twist, a bit of a mint twist, obviously. And there is some, even though there is no animalic notes here, there is something similar to this, in this fragrance to Yves Saint Laurent Pour Homme, released in 1971, and also Yves Saint Laurent Pour Homme Concentré from 1983, I think. Those two have this, they have it in a stronger way, but they have this kind of animalic twist to it, like some sort of a backbone that gives it this this bitter, aromatic, animalic smelling, sometimes herbal, sometimes bitter, sometimes a bit more woody smelling sort of twist or backbone, which make this so nice. But it's done better here. It's not as stinky animalic as it can be, or Loewe, I could say, Loewe 1974, similar, again, the twist, I mean, this aromatic herbal twist, or even animalic, but not to the point of Quaros, nothing like that, just a twist to give it to give a backbone to the obvious citrus bomb that you're gonna get here. Performance-wise, just an eau de toilette performance. If you, again, apply underneath the shirt, it's gonna work with you like 8 to 10 hours. If you on plain skin, is going to be, I think, 4 or 5 hours. But you're very happy to reapply on skin, on hair and clothing. It works the whole work day, basically. You know, from 8 to the time that you get home, you get still whiffs. But by that time, it's more about some thyme, rosemary, vetiver, sandalwood type of scenario. Maybe some nutmeg as well. Less of the initial citrus freshness, but still very much probably the bergamot in there, and even some minty aspects. So very complex again, and availability, it's not available widely. I think it's available online. It has been discontinued. Even its reintroduction with the square shaped bottle has been now kind of discontinued, which is sad. But to me, this is the absolute citrus benchmark, I really have to say. I totally adore this fragrance. It's a daytime fragrance, definitely, suited for both work and just casual. It is, I use it in good weather, bad weather, because in the bad weather it really lifts your mood. you know, when it's gray outside and rainy. And then the good weather is just an amazing hot weather citrus kick, okay? So it's very versatile. This is what I want to say, I want to get across to you. So, and again, coming back to the color, it totally fits my favorite color, yellow. So Calise Becker, her first fragrance, wow, just blown away. Pure, classy, citrus, slightly herbal delight to know. And if you can get it, if you like that genre, and if you appreciate that type of classy, sort of hardcore citrus, take a look at this if you can, because it's very much worth it. Monsieur Balmain, Monsieur Balmain by the House of Balmain from 1990. Merci beaucoup, and see you soon for another review. Thank you, bye.